Pros and cons living in Norway as a foreigner. Now, Norway seems like an absolutely beautiful country. I can't wait to come visit there. The landscapes, the people seem really cool. Just a lifestyle that seems somewhat similar to how I would like to live my life. And I'm sure I've only, scraped the surface of what it's actually like. So, pumped to see Sara here. Her channel is Sara in Norway. It's going to explain what it's like living there as a foreigner. This should be a good one. Smash the like button. Let's dive in.
In this video, I'm going to give you pros and cons if you're moving to Norway as a foreigner or just as a student, as anything. Of course, pros and cons are subjective, but in this case, I think most people agree with me. Let's dive in.
Look at the scenery. Jeez. All right, 2022.
My biggest pro and biggest cons till last in this video, so make sure you watch the whole thing. But first of all, I'll give you a pro. So a big pro here in Norway is that the welfare system is absolutely amazing. Schools,
good
kindergarten,
welfare.
Hospitals and everything, you can trust that it's really great. Plus, another bonus is that everything is safe. You can go on the street and be safe. You can let your kids go on the bike and still be safe. It is no problem. So
I'm really interested to see what the schools are like. That is like one thing. I went and had lunch with my daughter the other day at her school. And I was a little let down. It was the first time I've ever actually been inside of the school. It's a middle school. I've been in there for a couple of sporting events, like sporting games, but went and sat down with her in her cafeteria. And I just really disliked and maybe other countries do it like this as well, but like the constraint that they put on the kids there, and not necessarily discipline. It's more of just like the authority that the school had over the kids just kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. Like while they were sitting down eating, one of the kids raised their hand up while I'm sitting with my daughter right next to me. I was like, why is that kid raising their hand? And she said, well, they probably have to go to the bathroom. I was like, you can't just get up and go to the bathroom during lunch? And she's like, no, we have to raise our hand. I was like, to go to the bathroom at lunch? Like, I could imagine maybe in class, you want to raise your hand, like let the teacher know, like, hey, I got to go to the bathroom really quick. But you're eating, you're literally ingesting and drinking liquids. You still have to raise your hand and ask to go to the bathroom. They're not allowed to get up from their seats and talk to each other at other tables. It was just weird. And it wasn't like that when I was a kid. So I was a little turned off by it. And it's a public school. It's okay, but we're thinking about pulling them out. So good to hear that the Norwegian schools are really, really nice.
Kids go on the bike and still be safe. It is no problem. So a con here would be that it's a really big country, and meaning that public transport don't take you anywhere. So if you want to go to some amazing hike somewhere and you're living in a smaller city or just also in Oslo, you are pretty much dependent on having a car, and that's expensive. Another big pro here is that all jobs are good jobs. If you are a dishwasher,
I've heard this.
If you are working as a waitress, if you are in the administrative, if you are a dentist, no matter what, all jobs are very good paid in Norway. And the rights that you have when you're working is also very good. So for example, I just became a mother, and me and my partner had a whole year paid with the baby, so we could just stay at home half a year both and be really present with our new baby. And
a whole year? That's kind of that's a lot. That's a long time. I get for maybe like women needing the whole year off, but as somebody who has 3 kids, I can definitely say even past the first year for a mother, like they still want to be at home with the kids. There's not much difference between having a 1-year-old at home or a 5-year-old at home. Actually, it's a little bit easier the smaller they are. As they get bigger, they just get into more trouble. So interesting though, like an entire year. Cool. Yeah, really, really cool. I know we should do a breakdown video of like the maternity leave between all the European countries. That might be interesting. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I'm wildly curious. I know some other, the Southern European countries are a little different. I think they get maybe like 3 or 4 months off. It seems like the farther north you go, you just got to get all the way up to that 1 year.
That was absolutely amazing. So another con here would be that it's actually cold most of the year. And
Perfect.
that's a problem for a lot of people, that it's dark and cold most of the year. So you really want to make sure that you make some friends and that you connect with people during the time when it's cold and dark, because you're gonna need it. So another big pro, if you ask me, if you're moving to Norway, is that people here are pretty much up for physical activities all day. They don't sit at home and game or watch Netflix. They're up for doing something fun and social. So that's really a big pro moving to Norway. So another con would be that things here are really expensive. You can't really buy milk, food, or anything that is cheap, and it doesn't exist anywhere. So you really have to bring...
Doesn't exist anywhere. We did a supermarket tour through Norway. I didn't think that it was that bad, but also our groceries are extremely expensive here in the States. I don't know how comparable it is to Norway, but I went to the grocery store the other day and just bought a quick little trip, snacks, so like a couple dinners, 2 dinners, and just like things that we need. It was almost $300. It was kind of insane. Of course, I buy all organic, so it's kind of crazy.
Your wallet and make sure that you apply for jobs maybe before even getting here. That would be a good thing to do, because things are expensive in Norway. So another big pro, if you ask me, if you're moving to Norway, is that people here are really, really nice. Like, they really have a big heart, and they're not busy people. Trust me, they have all the time in the world and is ready to give you a hand if you need it. So another con, if you're moving to Norway, is that it can be really hard for a foreigner to get a job here, and it of course depends on your profession and your CV and what people you know. But I actually have another video which I'll put in the description box below that will help you with your CV. But that can be a con if you're moving to Norway as a...
Is it? I would assume that's probably like a language barrier, right? Like if you don't know the language fully, I would understand if it's a little hard to get a job. Or, because I don't think, I mean, people in Norway seem really, really nice. So I don't think it's like a discriminatory thing. It's got to be like a language barrier. They probably want someone who can communicate with the other co-workers. Maybe not. I'm not too sure.
Foreigner. So I saved the biggest pro and con for the last in this video.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
So here's the biggest con. It's really hard to make Norwegian friends here, and everyone I know who's foreign say this. I don't know why, but Norwegians can seem a little cold and closed when it comes to meeting new people. They like have their social circle, and then they're pretty much not up for letting anyone in. But I mean, it's definitely possible, and I will put a link to another video on how to get Norwegian friends.
Norwegian friends got to be like onion, right? You got to like slowly peel them off. Otherwise, your eyes will just start watering and you'll be crying, you know?
In the description box below. But anyways, so the biggest pro about living in Norway is definitely that you have this amazing nature.
Yeah, this looks
right
absolutely
in your backyard.
beautiful.
And that's pretty much whether you're living in the biggest city, Oslo, or you're living wherever you're living. You have this amazing, beautiful nature right beside you. That
Some
you
of the
can
most
use.
beautiful landscape.
And as I said,
think
people
I've
here
seen.
loves to use it as well. So it just really connects you to the nature, and it's really, really amazing. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. And if you...
Nice. Short and sweet and to the point. Sarah did a great job kind of breaking that down. I want to dive into some more Norway stuff. Like I said, you guys probably saw in my previous videos, I am going to be there very soon. I'll get you guys updated when I'm coming. But all right, I'm getting out of here. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.